So, good afternoon. Thank you for joining and welcome to the product update webinar for Safetica NXT. We are aiming about 30 minutes with this webinar, and as always, Q&A will be at the end of the session. So if you have any question, please submit it via the app in the tab questions. So my name is Marek Haleš and I'm SaaS Growth Manager in Safetica, and I'm presenting this webinar together with David Klima, our SaaS Product Manager. And what can you expect from this session? The agenda is divided into 4 main areas. First, we take a look on market trends. In a second, we have a product news and product demo. In third, what should you know from us? The news for our partners. And as I said, at the end, we have a Q&A session. So if you have any question, please submit it in the app under the tab questions. So now we are to take a look at market trends. The data security market is constantly changing, and there are new threats and new ways how to steal internal data. So it is worth to observe and adapt to the needs of the market. Companies like Gartner or Forest, and thanks to them, we know what are the key growth drivers of the market. We know that SaaS model and generally cloud adoption will accelerate in the next years. There will be an increasing emphasis on new technologies like machine learning, AI, and automation. Rise of remote work, which came with COVID, will stay with us, and that means new controls over data are required. Uh, these 3 are basic growth drivers in data security market, which will be valid for next years. And in Safetica, we take these values into account in our product Safetica NXT to be prepared as much as possible for the future. So put it briefly, be prepared for the future with Safetica NXT. And now I will pass my word to David, and he will share with you the product news which we have.
Okay, hi everyone. Hope you can hear me well. I'll take the presenter. So just a second. Perfect. Okay, so thank you for joining. I will follow up with product update. First of all, quick recap as usual about what we did past 2.5 months during summer. Some of you who joined the webinar last time know that some of those things were mentioned. So basically delivered what we promised on the last webinar. From the new feature perspective, we have first version of regular report available. It was actually released yesterday. I will show you later how the report looks like and what we're planning in upcoming weeks. Also, 2 other domains, the key ones in Safetica NXT concerning the content inspection and our categorization module got a few interesting boosts, and later I'll show you how you can leverage new settings and new options within the product. Smart scanning module, this is something I have somehow introduced last time. It's our new name for the backend processes which are running silently and do the magic concerning the risk classification. This was also boosted. We have new modules coming in which are make the outcomes more interesting. And on the top of that, we have one really nice bonus and quite interesting change in the next console. The workspace module, which is exposing all the outcomes from the smart scanning process. This was actually also released in yesterday's release and the first version. I'll talk about it later. The last change, important ones, is in operation. We have finally integrated the Safetica NXT and particularly the Safetica Hub Central Management Console with our billing engine. So basically, automating the first quite important process, BAU process, uh, uh, and basically make the billing flow more pleasant and self-service, so you don't have to depend that much on Safetica support and internal teams. So that was in a nutshell. Obviously, we did lots of small stuff. I'll comment that while I go through consoles. So we can look on the product directly. I'll take it from the bottom. I'll start in Safetica Hub. As mentioned, we have integrated the Safetica Hub with our billing engine. It means that we're getting more information from Safetica internal backends. And this is somehow imprinted in the UI in form of this detail. Also getting information about the subscription type, and there are actually 4 of them. So you know exactly at the first glance, if you look on the customer list, which subscription type is used. Obviously, these are demo tenants, so they don't provide that much information. If you have trial or full subscription deployed, that is actually the full customer profile, obviously more detailed information about the license info. Another change which happened within the Hub console is the actual form for customer deployment. As you can see, we have added or adjusted the first step where you configure the license. Right now, we offer all 4 types, and you can pick the desired one. The conditions, and that's important to mention, for all those 4 types didn't change. It's still the same, but it is automated. So quickly, demo tenant or demo subscription is great option if you want to demonstrate product. This is already having data. The deployment is really fast. And by the way, I have all those tenants deployed as demo. Trial, this is already for POC. If you have new client coming in and you want to run the trial period, obviously free of charge. This is from the business perspective limited to 10 days reasonably, because Safetica NXT is quite automated and you have to configure much, and you can either get the value quite quickly, but it's not anyhow limited by the product itself. So this is somehow controlled by the account managers. Obviously, based on the discussion with you, it can be prolonged. Full represents our paid subscription, and by the way, upgrade from trial to full is still on our pending list. Currently, this is still supplied by Safetica, but it's a simple, quick job. And NFR, the last type, bonus for every partner, 1 full subscription free of charge for you to use internally, either for testing or we can run it in full scale as additional service within the company and use it without any limitation. So this is in a nutshell about the first change. On the top of it, we working on access area. This is account management. It's actually in development right now, and as we speak, we're preparing the first set of changes. I will talk about it in upcoming plans as well, but it will definitely move the operations forward. And again, we will automate really important BAU process during Q4. So let's move to another console, Safetica NXT. I'll start with report. Yeah, so as mentioned, we always wanted to be more proactive with Safetica NXT, and we started with alerts a few quarters back. Right now we have the first version of weekly report in form of email notification available. It's fairly short, 1-pager, which is providing some kind of executive summary. You can easily activate this report via the profile settings, email notifications, and via this switcher, and possibly also resend the report in case that you somehow missed the automated, receivable. The report is sent every week, every Monday, and it's actually kind of quick summary of the modules in the report. Obviously, the report tells you which customer it represents. So from the subject, you will learn that this is customer A, Y, Z, and and this is actually presenting his data and the security. The modules cover obviously risks. This is the most important, all three levels, and would be picked or somehow fetched within the last 7 days. Also, the other module is providing outcomes from our sensitivity and categorization modules. You get the hit counts. Possibly you can again click back to the console and get additional information. The last module is about investigation filters. So, save filters which you can, create within the next console, and then they are propagated here. The plus side is that even you don't configure anything in Safetica NXT, which is somehow logical. We still give you some outcomes because all those three areas are pre-configured by Safetica by default. So we have always some risk configuration, not only the basic settings, but also we have that smart module available. We have predefined data categories, and obviously we have even some investigation filters. So all those things are in action, and without touching anything, you always get the results. Obviously, on the other hand, you can always go and turn all those settings into your own custom configuration and basically get the more personalized look and feel here. The last thing worth to mention is that this is still version, let's say 0.5. We have really cool changes planned for October, so there will be most probably at least 2 additional releases. So you can watch our release notes. It's actually in development as we speak again, and we'll release some nice updates in near future. So that was in a nutshell about the report. And let me switch to another area, overview section. Where we did significant boost in risk scoring process. As mentioned, we have the smart scanning engine behind the scene, which is working silently. Last time I presented the first module related to web domains. We were also establishing the second one, which was monitoring the email channel. Those two are pretty well established and placed, in the process behind the scene. And there is actually one more on the top of that, the module which is analyzing the external devices, primarily USB. So currently, the smart scanning process is basically monitoring 3 quite important channels within the company, are using learning patterns, analyzing the data in terms of how are those channels used by within the company, and continually moves certain web domains or USB drives into the safe zone if it decides that this is actually safe. Now comes the bonus. In workspace module, we have this new area available under the data security section, again released yesterday. And this workspace module is quite related with our smart scanning module because we always thought about the fact how we're gonna present some of those important outcomes from the smart scanning process, and then we decided the best way will be that we're gonna do it as a workspace kind of environment. So because at the end this is actually the workspace kind of evaluation. So we have created the first version. As you can see, this is covering the first module we have released some months ago, web channel or web uploads, and it will be actually quite simplified look and feel. As you can see, we have 2 pillars here. the left one will always represent the unclassified items, in this case web domains. The right-hand side is already including domains, or domain in this case, which was considered as safe because it's actually used within the perimeter by most of the users past 30 days. In this case, we're gonna work in other modules, or it could be actually similar. And later we're gonna have, through tabs here available, this kind of outcome for every single module. Obviously, our smart scanning engine can be wrong in some cases, so that's why we have those little checkboxes here, and you can always go and put your own know-how and basically overwrite the outcomes and either put something into the safe zone or the opposite. Last information is that this is not directly related with the scoring outcomes, so you can always go and obviously go and override by the detection rules. Like at the first glance, this is giving you the information what's your safe zone and what's actually out of it. So that was in a nutshell about the workspace. Just a teaser. We have still some work to do because we have two modules at work currently, so it will be added in upcoming weeks, and we're also planning some brand new modules in near future, and I'll talk about it in our follow-up presentation. Concerning the sensitivity and content scanning, we have a few quite nice changes in the product. You can see here that I have more than 3 data categories available, and this is because we have finally option to create new category and obviously delete one if you don't want it. The limitation is 100 items, which is way beyond the reasonable level, but just that you are aware. And yeah, that way you can basically either stick with our predefined default categories, which are those 3, or you can, completely wipe down the list and create one own category with, mixture of different settings. So it's completely wide open. The other changes were managed within the configuration. There were some things we knew we need to move forward. I will start with new condition type called regular expression. This was released about 2 months ago or 1.5 months ago. As you can see, in this case, in case of this category, I'm using for fetching VAT IDs our predefined templates or algorithms, but those options are fairly limited because we don't cover all VAT IDs in this case in European Union. So for the rest of the countries, I'm using a regular expression in this case and basically fetching this sensitive information through different type of condition. Another change is in keyword. On the last webinar, we presented this change, but there was option for one keyword only. And as you can see, I can now put the field of keywords into one condition and basically create a little tiny, dictionary. Obviously, between all those keywords is or logical operator, so only one of those needs to come in effect, and then basically, it has to match with all other keywords here to make the definition effective. So in this case, I'm aiming on my invoice documents, and because I have not only invoice but also another ones, I'm using this field or this multiple keywords to make the definition more generic, let's say. So that's another change. The last one is about a few new templates. We have introduced 2 additional algorithms. One is aimed at national ID in South Africa, the other one on national ID in Brazil. And we also changed template which is related to healthcare. It's this one. Wait, let me show you. It was originally kind of like US market related because there was, within the template also, at work, the social security number from US. Right now it was removed because you can put it separately as additional condition. So right now this template represents truly just, healthcare dictionaries in English language, and therefore it can be used in broader level across, more countries as a national kind of algorithm. So this is about our scanning flow. One last thing which is worth to mention related to sensitive data and content scanning is that we have version 10.0 available for installers. And this version of Safetica client is having significant boost concerning content scanning. There was lots of bug fixes and adjustments also from the performance level managed, so it's definitely a great change. But on the top of that, and that's related to content scanning, we don't scan all files, but only recommended ones, let's say based on Safetica's best practice. So there is about 30 different file types, and that way it's actually let's say more effective because we're aiming on the type of data which are mostly holding some sensitive content. This will retain for some time in the future, and I mean, like, most probably during 2022 we're gonna have some light configuration of auditor and content scanning, and most probably gonna allow the other modes for content scanning. So beside the recommended, there will be most probably the optional configuration to switch scanning to all files, which is way more than 30, or have that more specific on particular file types if you want to be more precise and squeeze the scanning on really specific files. So that's about the sensitive data, and I think I have covered everything. What's actually a quite pleasant change before we finish, we changed the way how the detail of event is presented. That's what you probably realized in the recent releases. Right now, the content is, let's say, more organized, and the core data, which are quite significant, and they should be, truly visible as soon as possible, are, in bold and bigger. This is the beginning. We still want to have additional information available. Obviously, information about risk scoring. So besides those really simple tooltips which give you the first information while you browse through the log, there will be obviously more information available within the detail on a separated tab. The same thing about the sensitive data. So what we fetched and somehow recognized during the scanning process will be in better detail available here in upcoming future, and I mean, like, during Q4. For aggregated events, we didn't lose the information, obviously. So if you have some, backup or operation which included more than one file, that is already the second tab, which is giving you all the files available, and you can see them all within this subtable. And obviously we have the export available that remained as well. So that's in a nutshell about the product changes, and let me switch back to the presentation, and I'll give you a few updates about what we're planning in near future till end of the year. From feature perspective, yeah, our enhanced smart scanning capabilities. I mentioned that we want to have some new modules at work, and currently we're planning 3. The first one is related to instant messaging channel. We want to look on clouds as well. And we want to modify or move into the second level the process which is evaluating time. As you remember, we have some little process behind the scene which is on the company level, changing the scoring one level up in case that event happens between midnight, and 6 a.m. This is on the company level. So we want to turn it into a true smart module, and again, analyze this time perspective per user separately, basically create some kind of time user profile, find out the time scale in which each user works, and then if you step out, it will impact the risk scoring accordingly. So definitely great change forward. And the other side is workspace. So we have the way how we can present all those important and interesting outcomes out. So all those existing modules we still don't have there will be added, and all those new modules as well will be available. So you can always go and, as demoed, get the flavor of what we found out, and do some adjustments if this is required. Enhanced reporting and auditing context. As mentioned, we have first version of report out. This is still not completely finished. We have really cool changes planned. Most of them will be released during October, but besides that, we are picking up some feedback. So I might also squeeze some additional changes till the end of the year. This is still our priority because, as I said, we want to be in Safetica NXT as proactive as possible, and reporting is a really important element here. And last bit, I don't have to probably introduce this one. This is heavily wanted feature. We, quite changed our plans in terms of top-level features. Restrictions were originally planned for next year, Q1. Right now, we preparing the design, still getting some feedback, and want to start with development at the beginning of November. This is kind of teaser. I don't think we're gonna make it till end of the year, but we might have the first version available during January. And yeah, just from high level, we want to offer, all usual remediation options, how you can restrict, so notify, justify, restrict in the product, but obviously in quite lightweight, easy to do process, basically stick with what is Safetica NXT about. So no complicated configuration and really, easy to use experience. Operations. Yeah, in Hub, we're building the account management. We want to do the same in the next console. So at the end of the quarter, we would like to have the whole account management look and feel available, and basically give it away for the self-service use. Important is that there will be also the full self-managed mode. So in case that you have customers who want to run a Safetica on their own, that option will be moved into the next level. Even we do it in a certain way, right? These days, in our current version, this will be much more advanced, and there are some really nice and cool changes related to it. Into the operations, we'll also plan some updates into the endpoint section. We have some, clients which are, let's say, beyond the SMB size, so we want to have, more pleasant features within the endpoint section and allow, more effective endpoint management in case that you maintain a larger perimeter. So not only mass operations, but the way how you can interact with the data within the endpoint section, most probably even give you some additional information to troubleshoot some problems better. And the last bit, this is going to be continual work during Q4. We want to boost the performance and also squeeze down the costs. So there are some planning changes. It's kind of techy. We want to move the configuration settings within the Azure on Elastic Pool concept. So there are some promising outcomes, especially from your perspective in performance. So definitely something which is worth to deliver. So that's in a nutshell about the product plan. Thank you for listening. Just to mention before we end, we have releases with every week. This is still running. So if you don't receive release notes yet, feel free to let me know or Marek, and we can put you into the into the list. Also, if you want to have your say into the restriction mode, we're still preparing the design. You can always contact me and give us your feedback or ideas. This is still wide open. And in that case, I actually spent all my information. So thank you for listening again, and I'm passing word back to Marek.
Thank you, David, for the great presentation. I will just switch the presenting. Okay, so now it's time to go
Cannot hear you,
through.
Marku.
Yeah, now you can. Can you hear me now?
Still not getting sound. So
Yeah, that's weird. It should work. So now, can you hear me now? So I think, okay, so you can hear me. So now it's time to go through all news which Safetica has for you, our partners. As you may already know, Safetica is celebrating 10 years on the market, and we decided to celebrate this mark with you. So we decided to make a 50% discount on the Safetica NXT. This promo action is ending on October 31st. So there is not much time to apply for this discount. To apply, please contact your channel manager directly. We guarantee this promo price for 12 months, and it is applicable for all 20 plus seats project. Again, to apply this discount, please contact your channel manager. Also, like David mentioned, we also made a big rebranding. So on our brand cloud, you can find a new rebranded document. If you have any issue with brand cloud, you don't have an access or anything else, just feel free to contact me, and I will help you. Based on your feedback, we made a customer presentation to help you acquire a new customer for Safetica NXT. You can also find this presentation on Brand Cloud, and it will be also sent via email together with the recording after the webinar. So next steps, if you are curious about our product or you want a demo session, you can directly contact me or David, or you can fill the request on our website. If you have any questions regarding this webinar or documents, some questions regarding next, or you want to give us feedback, or you want to say something into the development, don't hesitate to contact David or me, and we will call with you or email with you and help you. Now it's time to go to the Q&A session through the questions which you send us.
So I might be the only one who don't get the sound, but we don't have any questions though. I don't see anything in the list. So
Okay, so I have.
let's probably give 1 more minute if somebody wants to ask something. Obviously, you can always contact us via email if you get some idea later.
Okay, so no question. So I have one more additional slide. Uh, Based on your feedback, I would like to shortly talk about difference between Safetica 1 and Safetica Next. Both are developed to achieve the same goal, to protect valuable data of companies. Safety Connect is a cloud-native SaaS insider threat prevention. In the next, we are using new technological trends like machine learning, and we are focusing to have more autonomous solution. Safety Connect is a lightweight solution with easy and quick settings possibilities. It is ideal for companies with no dedicated security or IT team, for small or medium customers. On the other hand, Safetica One is a DLP and insider threat protection. It is more robust solution with high number of advanced settings possibilities. Safetica One is unified solution for all scenarios and is proven by the market. So it is ideal for bigger and enterprise customers. So that's all from our side, and thank you for joining. So thank you, goodbye.